Australia has always produced mind-blowing artists. What many people don't know is about the phenomenal punk scene and all its derivatives. This video is a selection of the 3 bands that recently stood out the most to me, with my number 1 respectfully disagreeing with the biggest music critic on the internet. Keep watching to discover my 3 Australian punk bands of the moment. Bienvenidos to IndieResistance. Joan here another week, ready to share with you the best music that I discover and that I think you should know. Please remember to click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and you can also visit our website for more reviews and the best merchandise. A few months ago, aiming under the mainstream radar, I came across a punk rock band from Australia called Steve Richards. I made a video which had a great reception, but the best part is that many people started suggesting other bands that I should know from Australia. I went on and I listened to all of them, plus others that I found on my own. I also was talking to Aaron, Steve Richards' guitar player and founder of Legless Records, because we were trying to do a special on punk rock music in Australia. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible due to different schedules and everything, but we'll keep trying. In any case, let me present you the 3 Australian punk bands that surprised me the most in recent months. 3. Mannequin Death Squad. See, I don't think a lot of people know Mannequin Death Squad yet. They define themselves as a trash pop Australian duo. The fact that they are in my top 3 is not by chance. It's because I really can see them exploding internationally in the very near future. They jump from one genre to the other effortlessly. Punk, rock, grunge, thrash metal. And it all blends together in a very fresh way. Think of L7, Hole, and early Foo Fighters, but grittier. And I can also feel a hint of early 2000s pop, both in the music, especially the melodies, and their aesthetics. In 2022, they released their first album, Super Mental Psycho, which was co-produced with legendary Australian producer Mark Optis, who's known for his work with bands such as AC/DC or In Excess. Nothing big. Their second album, Wise and Dangerous, is planned to be released in April this year through their own record label. Now, if you go to Bandcamp, you can listen to a single called Monsters. Just by listening to this track, you can already appreciate a step forward in production. Now don't get me wrong, they still keep that in-your-face and raw sound, but it's in the next level. The band has a great DIY approach in many aspects of their career, especially booking their own tours and releasing their own music. Now, I highly recommend Mannequin Death Squad. Catch them now before they become giants, so you can brag with your friends that you've known this band since the beginning.
You are too cool for school.
Let's go to número 2, the Ramjacks. I discovered the Ramjacks browsing around Bandcamp. They immediately stood out with their Celtic punk music, which is very interesting because these guys come from Sydney, Australia. Their latest record, Dead Anthems, is epic, combining all the elements that they are known for, but still pushing the boundaries. Unbeknownst to me, the Ramjacks are considered Celtic punk legends.
Excuse my blasphemy.
I was totally ignorant of their existence.
You what?
But they have been releasing music since 2010, being Dead Anthem, their 6th studio album. Dead Anthems was recorded in Asbury Park, New Jersey, and it was produced by their frontman Mike Rithkis, engineered by Pete Stenkoff of the Bouncing Souls, and mixed by Kevin Baivona of the Interrupters. Sonically and stylistically, my references would be the Dropkick Murphys, Toy Dolls, and Celtas Cortos from Spain. It's powerful and gritty, comedic and melancholic, and it has outstanding wordsmanship, with lyrics that go from broken hearts to cold weather, from hooligans ready to party to laments on those that are gone, especially tributing Celtic punk legend Shane MacGowan of the Pogues. As I mentioned in the beginning, the Ramjacks are from Sydney, Australia, but they are actually dispersed around the world, in Berlin, Boston, Belfast, and Milan, and they get together to tour and to record. I highly recommend to give them a chance because they are fun to listen to with smart lyrics and a lot of great music. Uno, Emil and the Sniffers. Arguably the biggest garage punk band in Australia at the moment, with Amy Taylor, a force of nature, leading the quartet. The rest of the band members are Bryce Wilson on guitar, Declan Mertens on drums, and Gus Romer on bass. The band got the name from the Australian slang for amyl nitrite, also known as poppers. You may know what that is. Since 2016, the band has released 3 EPs and 3 full albums. They have received great critical acclaim worldwide and also won or been nominated for major awards. Pretty impressive for a punk band, if you ask me. Their latest album, Cartoon Darkness, was recorded at Dave Grohl's 606 studio in Los Angeles with producer Nick Launay, who's worked with people like Nick Cave, Midnight Oil, Arcade Fire, or Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. Now, here's an ironic fact. The song that introduced me to Emil and the Sniffers was Big Dreams. I thought I was listening to a missed anthem hit from the 90s or something. I was marveled with a track that felt atemporal, uplifting, and it had that 90s nostalgia in it. But then, I saw that the internet's busiest music nerd, Anthony Fantano, made a review on them and basically destroyed the song. Here's what he said.
The issue is the further the band strays away from making high-octane garage punk, the more sort of artistic shortcomings they expose. Like with the dreary, slow, skeletal garage psych rocker Big Dreams, this one is most definitely missing something. It's kind of lacking on the melodic end, it doesn't really have a lot of band chemistry to speak of either, and I will admit Taylor's vocal delivery is not quite as compelling when it's dialed down as much as it is here, to where it's nearly monotone and reading is kind of apathetic.
Of course, I totally respect Mr. Fantano's opinion, but I had the opposite reaction with Big Dreams and the rest of the album. In any case, I hope you enjoyed my top 3 Australian punk bands of the moment. If you want more, check out Steve Rich's review. See you next time. Hasta luego.